My name is Mike and I'd like to show you another Devastator that we recently completed. This is number 2 for Southern Maryland.
We get it almost every night, and that moon gets big and bright. We get it almost every night, and that moon gets big and bright. We get it almost every night, and that moon gets big and bright. We get it almost every night, and that moon gets big and bright. We get it dancing in the moonlight, everybody's feet are warm and bright. It's such a fine and that's a sight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight. We like our dancing in the moonlight, everybody's feet are warm and bright. It's such a fine and that's a sight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight. We like our We get it almost every night, and that moon gets big and bright. We get it almost every night, and that moon gets big and bright. We get it almost every night, and that moon gets big and bright. We get it almost every night, and that moon gets big and bright. We get it almost every night, and that moon gets big and bright. We get it almost every night, and that moon gets big and bright. We get it almost every night, and that moon gets big and bright. We get it almost every night, and that moon gets big and bright. We get it dancing in the moonlight, everybody's feet are warm and bright. It's such a fine and that's a sight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight. We like our dancing in the moonlight, everybody's feet are warm and bright. It's such a fine and that's a sight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight. We like our dancing in the moonlight, everybody's feet are warm and bright. It's such a fine and that's a sight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight. We like our dancing in the moonlight, everybody's feet are warm and bright. It's such a fine and that's a sight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight. We like our dancing in the moonlight, everybody's feet are warm and bright. It's such a fine.
The Detroit Wrecker Devastator has the lowest load angle of any standard carrier.
Almost every night, and that moon gets big and bright. We get
This unit has doors next to the winch for the chain pocket, so there's no way they could fall out.
we get it
Standard 3-foot bed lock. This unit features a stationary pylon that is also the hydraulic reservoir.
almost every night.
You can see the cap here and the sight glass, which is also a temp glass. This unit features dual winch release for driver side and passenger side. As every Devastator features the stainless steel hydraulic lines to eliminate as much rubber hose as we can, and notice how accessible they are once the bed is back. The winch hoses are accessible, the steel lines are accessible, everything is accessible for service, for easily service and maintaining. This unit also features a wireless remote. Some cool features of this Devastator are the fact that none of our wheel lifts have plastic wear pads. If you look at the wheel lift and notice how there's strips of steel on the top and on the bottom. So notice how they hit nice and tight inside the tube. So notice on our wheel lifts that we have no wear pad, no plastic wear pad. You'll never see a plastic wear pad. The strips of steel serves as two purposes. One, it reinforces the tube. Two, it fits inside nice and tight. So we don't have a bunch of slop and play, and when you got it extended, I mean, notice that we're on the suspension of the truck. And what do you hear? Nothing. You don't hear any banging and metal on metal. These units perform very well. We added these T-bolts for the L-arms so they don't shake around. You can't hear those. Really makes a big difference in the operation and the smoothness of the vehicle. Tell us where you're from and
My name is Brian. I'm with Southern Maryland Towing.
when did you first see Detroit Wrecker?
I seen your advertisements on YouTube and it sparked my interest. So from that moment forward, I searched out as much information as I possibly could. I found out that it appeared as though you were making a quality product, and I thought it was something that we would be really interested in because we need something that will last, that has durability and quality. Down there where we're at, we have all the seasons that we have to experience and all the chemicals of the road, and we need something that will hold up longer than the equipment that we've had in the past.
What's the typical expectancy of the equipment?
It really depends on the volume of calls, and because of the large volume of calls that we run already, we use the trucks up in 3 to 4 years before we really have to start putting a lot of maintenance into them. After that, it becomes a cost-effective issue, and if it's not cost-effective for us to repair the truck or to keep it up and running, then we have to replace it.
And you called, said, hey, I'm interested, I'd like to come visit.
Yeah, we wanted to, after investigating all the information that we possibly could get and viewing all the videos that you have posted on your website and the ones that are online on YouTube, it appeared as though you had the right idea behind how to manufacture our towing equipment.
Yeah.
So we wanted to see it firsthand before we made a decision, and that's when we decided to contact you and come up and have a look.
I thought it was one truck you guys were getting, and then you came up, and then it was, okay, we're going to get two.
We're going to get two,
after
and
the visit.
now that we've had these two built, we have two more that we want to get built as well.
Favorite feature? I mean, you guys have truck number 1 already out there.
That's correct, and we have about 5,000 miles on that truck, and it has performed flawlessly. There has not been a single issue yet. Of course, not expecting there to be any issues, and the truck performs exactly the way you say it does. We're exceptionally happy with the quality of the build, the ruggedness of how it operates. We've already tried to test it as much as we possibly can with some heavy equipment on it. Never had a single issue yet. The truck is quiet. The bed is quiet on the back of the truck, and it's an exceptional piece of equipment, and it's performing. It's actually doing everything we want it to do.
And I remember you telling me when you drove home, you were blown away with the, you said it drove like a car.
It was so comfortable. The ergodynamics of the truck, of the Ford cabin chassis, were just perfect for the driver, and the bed was just as quiet as a mouse. There wasn't a squeak, a rattle. There wasn't not one sound coming from the back of that truck, and it just made the whole ride back. It was a 9-hour drive, and it made it absolutely amazing to drive.
And is that loaded and unloaded?
That's correct. So I had a truck on it early on, and then the rest of the drive on the way back was empty.
Sure. What else do you think? Would you?
I would absolutely recommend to anybody who's interested in getting a quality built piece of equipment that's sturdy and has longevity to seek you guys out and make sure that you have a personal conversation with yourself and for them to order exactly what it is that they want. One thing I can tell you for sure is that Detroit Wrecker Sales will custom build the truck exactly the way you want it, and we put you to the test on a few things, and you guys performed flawlessly. One thing I can say about your crew here, the employees that work for Detroit Wrecker Service are dedicated. They are absolutely dedicated, and they're dedicated to the customer, and they're dedicated to themselves. They have a lot of self-respect in making sure that the product is done right the first time, and we really do appreciate that because it makes a huge difference in how we move forward with our relationship for the future.
Absolutely. And I can, if anybody wants to speak to you directly, is it okay to use you as a reference?
Absolutely. Anybody can call me anytime. I'll give you my cell phone number, and you can give it to them, and they can call us and get updates. I'll send them pictures, send them videos.
Because you've been in this game for quite some time.
They're over 30 years.
Yeah, I mean.
And quite honestly, the other companies that build the trucks, and we have both of them, in my mind, which is the reason we came up here initially, is the quality wasn't built as strong for the long haul as yours is.
Yeah.
All the components that make up the build of that bed, the stainless steel, the bushings, the control handles, the tubing for all the lines to run through, the mechanisms for the bed to be able to roll back are absolutely perfect.
I can't thank you enough. It was a pleasure working for you.
Thank you very much.
I really enjoyed. There's a couple things that we call it the hook rule. You know, there's the doors on the top and that new move over light. I mean, that everybody seems to be very. You know, you guys chose to go with on truck number 1. You went with your own company logo,
Correct.
which is cool, and then you chose to go with the slow down, move over, which I thought was very.
Yeah. It's
smart.
very important to us to make sure that everybody is aware for all of the emergency services, all of the first responders, that they have to give everybody enough room to work. It's a safety issue, and it could be the difference between somebody's life as to whether or not they go home or not. And we're big proponents of making sure that the slow down, move over information gets out there. So having it on the back of the truck, one of the ones that you built for us, was absolutely critical.
And it's statistically 1 tower, 2 towers a week is.
One tow truck driver gets killed every 6 days.
Yeah, something's got to change.
And I don't know what the statistics are exactly for the rest of the emergency services, but that number's too high no matter what it is.
Correct.
It's about information for the general public. We're part of the general public when we work out there, and everybody who's trying to get back and forth to the job, to a grocery store, to some kid's ball game, you still have to drive with responsibility and take into consideration you've got other people's lives on the line out there on the side of the road, not just ours, but everybody's. Construction workers, police officers, EMS, fire department, anybody who's on the side of the road, just your average pedestrian changing a tire, give them the room, because the wind force from vehicles flying by at 70 miles an hour is tremendous.
Yeah.
And it can rock a car off of a jack, and you may not hit them with your vehicle, but if you knock their car off, it could kill them.
Yeah, agreed. Well, that's great advice, and I really hope that people listen to it and make a effort and change. Because I have a funny feeling you're going to see a lot of those slow down, move overs now. Actually, a build that I'm doing now, he's seen it, and he said, "Whoa, hang on, change of plans."
Great.
I want that too.
Absolutely.
So-
And I have no problem with that. I actually respect the idea that they would take an idea from something that we've done and use it for themselves, or improve on it, or make it better, or maybe they can give us ideas for farther down the road.
Imitation's a form of flattery, right?
It absolutely is.
Well, I wish you a safe trip on the way home. God bless. I want you to get there safe and sound, and please send us pics when you get it.
I'm going to send you some pics here in a little while, because I'm going to load the truck up.
Oh, with the boat and
The boat and the truck.
nice.
So we got a lot to take home.
Cool. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate you, man. If there's anything we can do, please call me. And
will.
you know, you have my number, Joey's number, everybody's number that would be pertinent to helping you.
Absolutely. Yeah, I get it, man. Thank you.
Well,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Appreciate you putting up with all the growling.
Are you kidding? Listen.